I would like to talk about how really thinking leads to great acting. Do you want to be more believable, specific, and alive in your work as an actor? In this video, I will share several key examples of what legendary performer and acting teacher Uta Hagen had to say about how the actor can harness the power of really thinking as a pathway to unlocking greatness. Uta Hagen remains one of the most articulate voices on the inner life for the actor. Through her amazing books, including Respect for Acting and A Challenge for the Actor, as well as decades of teaching at the Herbert Berghof Studio in New York City, she left behind a rich legacy of powerful, practical, grounded instruction. At the heart of her approach lies a very amazing premise: thinking. What we as human beings do with the mind is a central key to truth in drama. For Hagen, thinking was not an abstract premise. It was the engine of believability in performance. So let's explore what she meant and how her ideas transform the way actors work. Number one, thinking is action. One of Uta Hagen's core insights is that thinking is not a passive thing. She argued that too often actors confuse thinking with merely feeling or becoming emotional on stage. But thinking is actually part of doing. It drives the character's decisions, intentions, reactions, and responses. To Uta Hagen, an actor's thought process informs why a character chooses one action over another. It also shapes the dramatic logic of the scene, and it determines what occupies the character's mind during the scene. In her view, and this is totally true, if an actor is not actively thinking, the performance will fall flat, it will feel inert, and the character will feel inert. Thinking, in her philosophy, is intrinsically tied to purposeful behavior. This is why she spent so much time encouraging the actors to really think about the given circumstances of the scene and consider objectives. These weren't just academic, intellectual exercises, but they're tools for inspiring character-driven thought in your performance. Number two, thought and circumstance are inseparable. Uta Hagen's technique insists that an actor's thinking must be in service of the circumstances of the play. You don't simply think arbitrarily. You think within a specific context. For example, what would my character think if they were in this situation with these relationships at this particular moment? This is why Uta Hagen emphasized detailed script analysis. For her, actors should interrogate the script until each element becomes a portal into thought, not just the lines to be delivered. She believed that you must understand what the character is thinking before you can understand what they're doing. An actor's investment and belief in the given circumstances transforms abstract thinking into a living moment-to-moment experience. Number three, thinking is an active search for the truth. Hagen urged actors to search for what the character might be thinking. She saw acting as a process of exploration, not just playing with preconceived ideas. She encouraged actors to ask themselves questions such as, what does my character want right now in this situation? What does my character believe? What are the implications of what was just said? And how does it change the situation for my character? Also, what conclusions are my character coming to as the situation unfolds? These questions actively pull the actor into a belief system and an active relationship with the story of the script. Rather than playing fixed intentions, the actor in character discovers their intentions moment to moment. This kind of shift within the artistry of the acting that you're doing means that you become more responsive to surprises, to accidents, to things that happen that aren't planned. You react to nuances. This happens because you are thinking in real time in character, rather than just stepping outside of yourself and recreating predetermined beats. Number 4, the actor must think before they feel. Sounds really simple, but this is one of the most important aspects of Uta Hagen's teaching, was her stance on emotional truth in acting. Uta Hagen famously resisted encouraging the actor to play the emotion. Instead, this is what she taught. Feelings emerge naturally through the process of thinking, not the other way around. Just as in real life, the character lands in an emotional response only after realizing something drastic has changed in a relationship, or after digesting a new reality as it unfolds, or also moving through confusion into clarity after experiencing a devastating loss. The trained actor learns to trust that their emotional life will emerge organically as long as they commit to living authentically and thinking the character's thoughts one step at a time. Number 5, the actor's job is to stay fully present. Uta Hagen stressed that actors must remain fully engaged, not just recite the lines or quote-unquote act. She taught the actor that if you are not awake in your thinking, your performance is going to shallow out. And if you aren't curious in the scene, constantly observing in character what's happening, you will instead fall back on habits and cliches. For her, the greatest performances were the result of ongoing inquiry. Think about this. Even in repeated performances, an actor's thinking must remain fresh as if it's happening for the first time, responsive in the moment, or otherwise the performance becomes mechanical. Number 6, thinking bridges the inner life with behavior. Ultimately, Uta Hagen's emphasis on thinking bridges the inner and outer worlds of the character. External actions, gestures, behavior, these are not just arbitrarily done and separate from thought. They are manifestations of internal impulses and logic. When an actor truly understands what their character is thinking, moments feel inevitable, reactions feel justified, gestures emerge organically, and the performance feels real. This is why Uta Hagen's teachings remain foundational. In practice, what are some questions that Uta Hagen might ask you? To help actors anchor their thinking, Uta Hagen proposed practical tasks, such as asking yourself, what is my character's overall objective? What are the obstacles in this situation? How does every line change the possibilities of thought? And what are some of the assumptions that my character is making? These aren't academic questions. They are tools to inspire purposeful character thoughts. And as a result, helping the actor shape everything that the character does throughout the story. In conclusion, Uta Hagen's teachings on thought aren't about intellectualizing or distancing yourself from your emotional life. They are about investing and discovering the life that informs every line, decision, action, and response. Thought, for her, was movement. Thought was choice. Thought was the invisible architecture that gave a performance its structure, power, and depth. And perhaps most importantly, An actor who thinks is an actor who listens, responds, and lives in character on the stage, not performs. For actors at any level, embracing that philosophy of thinking in character not only deepens your craft, but it expands it into a living, breathing art form. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Click on the description below for links to our website and to learn more about the new Collective Acting Studio and our private coaching membership. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.